I've had quite a few conversations these past few weeks that have both broken my heart and pissed me off and reminded me of one of the most momentous and life-changing days of my life, one of the most courageous days of my life. They're all going to come together in the story I want to briefly share with you. Now, if you've been in my world for any length of time, you've probably heard of the infamous "this isn't living" moment, the day, Monday, April 25th, 2016, where through a series of events, I woke up that day like literally feeling like I was dying from the inside out. I felt like a shrunken shell of the person I wanted to be, and I knew at some level I was created to be. I had been an abundance coach for 20 years, and I could break those 20 years into the first 10 years where I made a lot of money, and I spent a lot of money to make that money, but I was working and working and working and loving what I do, but I really didn't have the wholeness of life that I wanted. And we also had a bunch of debt, and finally, couldn't keep up with it. We didn't want to lose the farmhouse, so we filed bankruptcy. Ouch. And after that, all that pressure that I had to make so much money was gone. And so we went into the opposite extreme, and we just lived simply, really cut back. So it's like I could just relax and enjoy our garden and nature and not work all the time and all of that. And it was great for a really long time until it wasn't. Monday, April 5th, 2016. I showed up on a call with my coach, Pat. I burst into tears. I mean, I literally was just bawling my eyes out. And what came out was just me saying, "This isn't living, Pat." Long story short, Pat celebrated that moment in my life, not because she wanted me to feel so much pain and frustration and all of that, but she knew that I was open at a whole new level to seeing what I hadn't seen before that was blocking me, that was keeping me small, that was not allowing me to live the life I'm meant to live. What most people don't know is the next part of that story. So once I got it all out, I said, "Pat, what do I do now?" And she said, "You are finally ready for this 90-day program that she had created 2 years ago, that I had taken a look at twice. And once she said, 'I won't let you take it because you're not ready.' And the other time it's like, 'Ooh, that costs way too much.' She said, 'You're ready for it now.' And I asked her, 'Does it still cost $8,000? And she said, 'Yep, cashier's check overnighted to me.' Now, I want you to know that at that moment in our lives, Dan and I, in all bank accounts, all places, anything, we had less than $15,000 to our name. Really was playing small. And so what Pat was asking me to do was cut all of the money we had to our name, take half of it out of the bank as a cashier's check and send it to her. Now you have to think, we have a 150-plus-year-old farmhouse, 4 acres. There's always repairs. Things go wrong. At that time, we didn't have medical insurance, I don't think. Maybe we did. Maybe Obamacare had passed by then. But I want you to get this. Pardon my expression, well, I'll clean it up a little bit, but my brain was going, "No frickin' way." And I bet you can sign on to that. Like, there is no frickin' way I should say yes to this. There is no way I should do that. This is totally irresponsible to use my money like this, to put ourselves on an even, thinner margin of error. There is no frickin' way. And I heard all the voices, my own, my mom, my sisters, the financial people I'd been to. Everything was like, "Oh, no frickin' way. You don't have the money. You can't spend the money like this." And yet I was completely like overwhelmed by that feeling of I'm dying here. On the inside, my soul is dying. I have worked hard and pushed, and I've made more, and I've done more, and then I've saved less, and I've spent less. I've done all the things I know to do. And I'm dying here at my soul level. And my soul was going, you gotta do this, Teresa. You got to do this. This is your lifeline. This is your life rope. You got to say yes to this. Wow. I don't freak out easily, but with those two strong voices in my body, in my head, fighting each other, I literally couldn't breathe. I managed to gasp out to Pat, help, I can't breathe. And she literally talked me through inhale, exhale. I was shaking like I was having a seizure. I was so freaking out because my head was telling me one thing and my soul was telling me another. And as I talked to Pat about it just a bit more, I realized that all of my life, I had let the head conversation and the money conversation win. That again and again and again and again, I had made the money. I had made the making the money. I had made being responsible with money. I had made, paying the bills and taking care of money and doing all those money things more important than me and what my soul wanted and needed. And I told Pat, it has to stop. It has to stop. I said yes. And I was freaking out. And I went in after I got off the call and I walked into my office to start to look at all of our different accounts and figure out where we were going to gather $8,000 that I could put in a cashier's check. And I must have been on Facebook right before I had my call with Pat, which is really kind of amazing because I didn't do Facebook much back then. So I think I was probably just trying to check out and distract myself. But as I went back to my computer to open up our bank accounts to see what I could do, I found this quote on my Facebook feed. I don't remember who was sharing it, but it was just one of those miraculous moments, divine moments of grace. Because what was in my feed, the first thing I looked at my computer after this conversation and after this, like, I'm going to take a leap of faith here and listen to what's inside of me. Listen to this life in me that wants to live and feels like it's dying. I'm going to make myself as important, maybe even a bit more important than the money for once. Because all the years I've spent making the money be the driving force of my life, it hasn't worked. So here's the quote I found from a woman named Sheila Burke. I don't even know who she is, but thank you, Sheila. It said, sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. Allow yourself to be guided by something bigger than you. Listen to your soul. That's what I was doing in that moment. That's what I was doing in that moment. And from that, yes, the trajectory of my life, my work, my finances has completely changed. I am happier, more productive, more connected, more authentically me, more open. I have better relationships. I like myself. Things are happening in my business. I'm having an impact. All of it changed. How I came to be doing the new paradigm, the new redefining abundance, the new model for money, a chair for everyone, all the things that I'm doing now, recognizing the archetype of scarcity, shifting to the sacred archetype of abundance. It all began in that moment with that leap of faith when I listened to something bigger than me. And I made it as important, more important than the money. Now, why am I sharing this all with you today? Because those conversations I've been having that have been breaking my heart and pissing me off at the exact same time have been with women and men who have basically been caught in the same pattern. They're letting money determine their lives. They're putting money and their money fears, their money needs, their all of that. They're making it more important than their soul, what their soul longs for, what their soul is calling them to. And I totally get it. I totally get it. But you see, the thing is, and this is what I've come to know, the purpose of money is only to support you and me to more fully be the unique human beings, the unique expressions of divine spirit we were created to be. The purpose of money is to serve our souls expressions, our lives. It's not the other way around. The purpose of our lives is not the money. Now, that's a big leap of faith, because I'm clear. We need money to live. And if you're in debt or you're not making a lot of money and you're barely paying the bills, that's a scary leap. But your head and all those money fears and all those money messages and all that making the money matter more than you is never going to lead you to that sense of well-being, inner satisfaction, inner abundance, and freedom and joy that you think it's going to give you. It won't. Now, I'm not talking about, ooh, I'm just going to follow my bliss and the money will come. Oh, no. I mean, when I said yes, I mean, I was conscious and I knew we also had to be responsible, make sure we had the money. But it was no longer the money leading my life. It wasn't the money driving the show. It was me and my commitment to live life in abundance, my commitment to fully be who I am created to be, my commitment to bringing my gifts to the world, my commitment to trusting that I'm part of something bigger than me and it's not up to me and my individual efforts. It was my commitment to live and enjoy life and enjoy being me. And that, my friend, is what I wish for you more than anything, that your relationship with money flips and money is simply a resource supporting what's inside of you to come out and be shared and expressed more authentically with the world and all the gifts you're meant to bring. That you and your soul and your trust in something bigger than you, that's what leads the show. And money is at service of that, not you always in service of the money and the bills and all of that. Now, if this resonates with you, if this story touches on you, if you're going, I think I might be guilty of that, I would so love to connect with you, both to support you to make the shift that I made, and maybe not quite, not take as long as I took to make it, not come to the edge, not get to the point where literally you feel like you're dying on the inside. If this is resonating with you, if you'd like to talk to me about this, if you'd like to connect with me and see how I might be able to support you to make this shift, I would be honored to do so. Just schedule a discovery session with me, and I look forward to connecting. You matter, my friend. Money is in service of you.